Penguin Random House presents She Friendzoned My Love by Sudeep Nagarkar, read by Akshay Ghildiyal. Prologue. When your love is on the line, it's not unusual to wake up with an aching heart, your head full of both pleasant and unpleasant memories. Apurv's mornings had followed a similar pattern ever since his love had left him. Even though he had fallen head over heels for her, she didn't think of him as anything more than a friend. There's nothing like love, the rousing feeling of first love, he often thought during their initial interactions. He had had his eyes on countless girls before he met her. Desperate to get into a relationship since his high school days, he had spent hours on Facebook, scrolling through their social media profiles. He even stood in front of their houses just to catch a glimpse of them. This had continued when he joined junior college earlier this year. However, despite his consistent attempts, nothing seemed to make a difference, and tubes of fair and handsome went to waste. A dejected-looking Apurv was chatting on the phone with his best friend, Sia. "You're acting like last night wasn't good enough. Please stop it. Do you want me to sympathize? I'm your best friend. It doesn't come naturally to me." Even though Apurv was clearly stressed, she continued to mock him relentlessly. "It's been 2 weeks, 3 days and 14 hours, he murmured. This obsessive attention to the time since their last call was because she had mysteriously disappeared after hanging up. It was around 11 at night when Apurv received a call from her asking him to pick her up. Although he had no clue of her whereabouts, he had sneaked out of his house on his Vespa without thinking twice. "Where are you?" "I have just arrived," he had said on the phone on reaching the location she had mentioned. Parking his Vespa on the side stand and taking off his helmet, he sat on the seat scanning the area. "I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'm at the Andheri bus depot." Her response had confused Apurv because he was at the same location. Shortly after that, she had told Apurv that her phone battery was low, and before Apurv could receive her location on WhatsApp, her phone died. After the bizarre phone call, he had driven around the area, showing her picture to passers-by, asking if they had seen anyone like her. She had told him where she was moments ago, and then she had simply vanished. Since this incident, no one had seen her. Phone calls went unanswered, and she stopped coming to college. Her voice remained etched in his memory, and he often replayed their last discussion in his mind. It was one of those muggy days when the stars were in hiding, blanketed by the thick city smog. Apurv sat in the corner of his dimly lit room, thinking about her smile, the broken lamp, the dying bulb that flickered hopelessly. The torn photographs and the empty glass of beer were all witness to his heartbreak. "Your mind seems to be paralyzed. We haven't done anything apart from discuss her for the past few days. You should get a life," Sia said as she tried hanging up on him. His constant cribbing was getting on her nerves. It wouldn't have mattered this much if she kept attending classes regularly. "What frustrates me is that none of the shopkeepers near her house recall seeing her ever. She vanished faster than a Bollywood star kid's acting career. No, faster than a married man on discovering his secretary's pregnancy test results. This is not a joke. Who was she, and what was the purpose of her lies?" After speaking to the shopkeepers, I decided to knock on her door and see for myself. I knew exactly where she lived because I had dropped her home once, but even her address turned out to be false. She never lived there. The man who opened the door thought I was trying my luck on his daughter and kicked me out. "Apurv, You are stressing yourself out unnecessarily. Everything will return to normal with time. I understand that you are going through a rough patch, but overthinking will only make it worse. Do you think she did it intentionally? Only she can answer that question. I don't understand why this is affecting you so much. As far as I know, she was not your girlfriend. I know you had feelings for her, but she never treated you as anything more than a friend. Then why are you still stuck on her? She was not just a friend. Whatever. Was she conning me? No, she was a mistake. Get over it. I don't want to feel like a loser again. Apurv was dejected. Sia disconnected the call in frustration. His parents were out of town for the weekend and he had locked himself in his room with her memories. He played their favorite song on repeat till he could take it no longer. Then he turned to what helped him cope with the pain the best. By the end of the night, there was a collection of liquor bottles at the foot of his bed. As he scrolled through her profile on Facebook, he came across a post that suddenly made sense to him. Never be dependent on one person, because if they fail to be by your side, you will lose all your strength. You'll be buried under the weight of it all, waiting for that one person to pull you up. If they fail to show up, you'll be crushed. Learn to make your scars your strength instead. He was so overcome with emotion that he proceeded to smash the wind chime that was tinkling half-heartedly. It was, after all, a gift from her. He often hoped that destroying the tangible memories associated with her would lessen his pain, but the harder he tried, the worse it got. How could someone who had hurt him so much still be on his mind? Was the smile that he fell for not innocent but misleading? He felt like he was dealing with a coin with heads but no tails, chasing after probabilities and delusions. At that moment, it wasn't about his unrequited love. It was about her identity. Surely he could not make up such a beautiful face. But then, who was that girl whose absence had shattered him? What had happened to her all of a sudden? Was she safe in the darkness of the city? The only person who had kept him sane these past few days was Sia. Dear Diet, let's break up. Sia, that's not for you. Your salad is over there. What difference is one bite going to make? Sia was pissed off because of the never-ending dietary restrictions her mom had put in place. No means no. Fine, I don't want to eat anything. She pushed her chair back in anger and stormed into her bedroom, locking the door behind her. Sia's mom had made chole bhature for her dad, but she was not allowed to touch it. As usual, her food was served separately as instructed by a distant relative who was a dietitian. Sia absolutely hated this so-called health food because it tasted like shit to her. Ever since she was a kid, she loved to eat, no matter how she was feeling. When she was depressed, food made her feel better, and when she was happy, food made her happier. However, everyone in her life made her feel bad about being overweight. Relatives would constantly comment and strangers would stare at her whenever she stepped out of her house. Gradually, she started believing that no one liked her and lost her confidence. She absolutely hated how her parents had restricted her diet. Despite her mother constantly knocking on her bedroom door, she went to sleep hungry. She woke up in the middle of the night with a growling stomach. She placed her hands on her belly, her fingers forming a triangle. This, according to her, silenced the growling. but unable to take it any longer.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?